Daled on page, what is page? It says Taf Reish Ayin Daled. Let's see what he says. Now we're going to go to the Hadras Melech. He said, Reba Hadras Melech. What are we working on? We're working on this word Yehi. The Bardashka, we talked about it's Neshba, the Bardashka, the Shiva, or whatever, the blowing of the nose, the Atika. So we're going back over there. He said, Reba Hadras Melech, Shabir Lefi Darkle, the El, he says, the Osios Midas Yehi, Hem Sod Yud Abba, Ke Ima, Yud Zer Anpin. And we've been saying like that a little bit. So, Ein Sham, V'lezecha V'bir Kan V'zel L'shon. Hey, Shehi Bina. It winds up between the two Yudin, Shehem Abba V'zer Anpin. Ubina Mekabelas Min Abba, Bala. Umashbaz the Zer Anpin, and she pours out or streams it to Zer Anpin. V'omer od nishba de pardashka de chut mecha de atika, and then it says further that there's a blowing of the nose of atika, the chutma of atika. Haruach, so he says the atika haruach hamanashe b'choitim atik chayim the Zer Anpin. That is what brings. I would think everybody's kind of agreeing with this idea. Hamanashe b'choitim atik chayim the Zer Anpin is breathing light. So this, what I said, is like the origin of breath. And without this ruach, lo eskaim kamosha amra beidrizuta. He says of the benukva de pardashka, the bei nashiv rucha de chai the Zer Anpin adkan berei od l'cholon. Say, see it later on. We're going to see more of that. But this is a basic idea anyway. I think that everybody's kind of agreeing about the basic part there. Let's go to number hey. Number hey says Rabbi Yofashah Shabir Kam V'Zeldas on the Nishba the Pardashka the Chatika is ever the Anpin Beloch Rucha Lo Iskaim. So everybody's agreeing on that idea. Hu Masha Kaser Rabbeinu Zachon Eitz Chaim. He wrote it in Bishar Arich. He says V'Zel L'Shana V'Amnam Pnimius Ahoitim Hu Shem Sag. Now, I know that he has this over there. What he said is, this is Shar Yud Gimel Perik Yud Beis. Okay, so anyway, he came over there and he said this. I saw this before. Let's see how he figured it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about how that worked. Who Shem Sag Kazeh Yud Vav Daled, and he shows us Sag. So he says this fact. He says the first letter hey. I'm not sure which letter hey he means, right? But probably the first letter hey of the name of Sag. It's on the right nostril. And this is the line that will go straight down into Zer Anpin. Though we know that that's like the word v'yetzer, that we had the double yuds there. But over here we have yehi. V'hayud hu rucha degoni. So this yud is a ruach that's hidden. V'hahei hu haneket. Let's just one more time for that. He says inside of this hey, because the hey is a hey yud. Is that what maybe it means like that? He says v'hayud he rucha degon is inside of the hey, because the hey is the opening, is the nostril itself, so to speak. But sad small. Now go look over the left side. Who hey shniyat. Well, you find another hey there. So now he's telling us that the openings of the nose are in a form of a hey. Inside the hey, there's something else. So he said, "Oh hey shniyat v'nashiv mitamen rucha dechai the nukva yun sham." So this is where the line of the nukva is. So we'll go like for the left line, down to the nukva on the left. There's a little note on that, and we'll come back to it. This is what's saying that the blowing of the nose, the chatika, the zeba, the anpin, it comes out of the nose, the erik anpin, the zer anpin, which is, what is it exactly, this letter? So if you want something to, which I think about different things to meditate on, the letter Yud would be a good one. The Miloi Hey, which is a part, that's the Yud. So he's saying like hidden inside of the Hey is the vocalization, or is the Yud. Okay, the hay is like a doorway, or it's like a big opening, and there's a yud behind it. Mishum de below rucha lo is kaim zer anpen. Back the same idea again. Let's see how much time we have. Okay, so let's look at number Dalet. Get down a little bit closer on number Dalet. Okay, so he says, Reba Eitz Chaim Sham Bezel L'Shon of Amdara Penimius Achoitim Husag. Now, I learned that with Yaakov Cronenberg. I know we went through it too, but he specifically wanted me to see that. And nose is represented by Sag. That's the inside, is a Sag. Ki hey Rishon benokva the pardashka, the nostril, the sad yom keniska ve'id rezuta. Who hey al yud, it's a hey on top of a yud. That's why he writes it. Al yud maybe means before the yud. I don't know. The Seder called mayim nukvin. This is the order of all mayim nukvin, which is what? The hay becomes before the yud. First you have a yud, and then inside of the yud is the hay. Inside of the hay is the yud. Why we say that? Because mayim nukvin is the reverse order, is where the hay becomes before the yud. So let's see if that's possibly an idea there. Yud seder called mayim nukvin. Umachbas neshiv rucha dechai. But then when the rucha comes out, it starts blowing. The zer anpin. The yud who rucha degonis, that is the ruach, the panemius of the ruach. V'hahei hu hanekev, and the hay is the opening. So you have this situation. Now, if you said that the hay came before the yud, then you're looking at it from the bottom to the top. That's what I'm thinking he means, because the yud is panemi. So he says then over on the other hand, when the nose blows, it blows out of the nekev. What does it blow out? It blows out this yud. Hanekev uba'ad small ubatzad small. Hey shnia, that's where the other v'nashim b'tamin rucha dechai the nukva. Then he says v'chavav hu koisel hamapsekes. So the vav is really the wall. So now you have what? You have two. Let's see what you got here. He said v'chavav hu koisel hamapsekes. That's really the wall that separates the two nostrils. This is really interesting. Why God would create us with two nostrils. One could have been good enough. But now we see that it has a right side, left side to it. So he said, "V'koisa the mapsekas v'amnam yud sag yud the sag nechlok." So he says that what happens is now, since this is all the ruach, I guess it's the ruach chaim that we're talking about, it has to be split up because it has to go to the right and the left. Yud the sag nechlok. Ki yud pshuta rucha the gonda beneked yamid zag. But vav dalad, which is also the same gematria. That's the way this goes. If it's going to go to the nukva, the middle yud, who rucha the gon is beneked small the nukva, so that's on the left nostril over there of the nukva at kan. V'nimsoim lamdim. So what's happening now? So we're learning from this. Here os yud pshuta shalcha yud. So the letter yud, that's the part of the yud which is similar to the shem sag. Who ruach the ruach chayim shebeneka the yamin and nimshach the zer anpen, v'osios vav dav, which is the same gematria, vav dav, which is the milui of the yud shel the yud, im ruach chayim beneka the small him a nimshach the nukva. So now we laid that out, and now you're getting a real good view into the nostrils. As if it was possible to say of Eric Anpin, Oz hey rishona he behinas nekev atzmo should be yamin achoitim. Hey shnia he behinas nekev atzmo should be small. Oz vav in the middle, who are koisel, that actually that's the kosel. The vav makes it possible. It's an interesting metaphor for there to be a difference, because without it's one whole. But with the vav, it actually separates them and makes them into two. We'll be talking about a little bit separation anyway over this in this inyan. Okay, how are we at here? So we have time to do number vav. Number vav says, Rei beber amushulav lefi agroa. This is simple stuff in the groa. What does groa say? It's really talking about a different time. It's talking about the time of gestation. The Iyar der Anpen when he's in the womb of Iman, so to speak, Batanima. The ball the vire the oz hey the milas yehi that like who's so rucha hachoiten the Eric Anpen shendoshev ruach chaim hakios with the kaim as their Anpen gam b'shasa Iyar is to tell you this also. I don't think it's a contradiction or a new idea. I think it's just how this idea continues on into the into the womb of Iman. Okay, that's it over here for today. Thank you for learning with me.